for this panel. But before we jump into that, I would like our new panelists to present themselves and their companies. Fabienne.
Good afternoon. My name is Fabienne Ostermeyer. If I say two words on me, on myself, the first word would be European. As you can hear, my name is Ostermeyer. It's coming from Alsace, part of France that had to suffer many wars. And I was raised as a European lady by my father that wanted no more war. This is why I learned English. Not to do business, but to do more philosophy and peace in the world. I come from the pharma business, pharma industry. I've been working in this industry for 25 years. I love entrepreneurship and developing new ideas. I've been involved in dermatology, nutrition, and now I work in connected health. Visiomed Group, the company I work for, is the French leader of medical devices new generation. My president could not come here today because he just published a new book on telemedicine, and he was on French TV today. Very exciting. And the reason why Visiomed was was created by my president was because he created a new tool for taking temperature. It's called Thermoflash. Thermoflash was in 2007 worldwide the first instant medical no-contact thermometer to take your temperature in 0.28 seconds. This Thermoflash technology was widely used recently against Ebola virus because we had no drugs, we had a large pandemic, and the first way to limit the pandemic was to stop it by sorting people having fever or no fever, being contagious or having no risk. We launched at the beginning of this year a new brand called Be Well Connect. This new brand is a combination of hardware and software. It has all the medical devices that you can imagine, like blood pressure monitor, thermometer, oximeter, even EKG, connected via Bluetooth Low Energy to one application. This application helps you to store your data, but also to communicate with your doctor, and is the first step to tomorrow's telemedicine.
Alexandre.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Alex Hero, investment director at Zeroth in Paris, and our firm invests in startups, huge tickets in early stage development of capital-intensive technologies. So today I'm representing one of our investment, APR2, which is the specialist in France for plastic recycling. And before speaking about APR2, I'm gonna give just a few numbers. In Europe, we recycle only 30% of plastic waste. Sweden does a little bit better, obviously, but it's still 70% that we don't recycle. And for humanity, managing resources and waste is a big challenge. So, knowing that, APR2 decided to invest 10 years in R&D and made triboelectric separator that allows us to sort all the different types of plastics and recycle the 70 last percent we weren't able to recycle until now. So I'm here to give the investor point of view and to find new business for APR2, obviously.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Simon Clodic. So I will try to speak for people in France with business education because I'm from a company called CryoPure. which consists in 50 persons, and everybody is an engineer or a researcher at my company, and I'm the only one trying and do business. So I will try to tell you guys that we in France want to expand and grow our business abroad, and I will tell you a little bit about our activity. CryoPure is a technology provider which has based its technology on several patents, some of which were created with engineering university in France called Mines Paris Tech, and other patents were developed at CryoPure. CryoPure is a technology that uses biogas, meaning gas from organic waste, which is really developed in Sweden. And we are trying to promote and develop a new use for biogas. Just very quickly, the first use of biogas, as you may know, is to produce electricity and heat, what we call the combined heat and power, which is quite developed in Sweden. The next generation of biogas use is what we call biogas upgrading, or it means that you purify biogas in order to use the methane, so the natural gas, and to maybe inject it in the gas grid, if any, or to use it for clean vehicles. What we do is a little bit different. We take the biogas and we directly produce liquid methane. That's disruptive technology because it will enable us to sell methane in all the countries who do not have a natural gas grid. For instance, Sweden has a very small one, but if you think about all the countries in the world which generate organic waste and which do not have gas pipeline, then you see that the potential is very big. And we are really honored to be invited in this event because we know that Sweden is really in the like a world leader in the clean tech sector and the biogas sector in particular. And we think that there might have been some good opportunities to distribute our technology here, and maybe partnership with some biogas suppliers of Sweden, and even to create a business abroad. So thank you for inviting us.
Thank you all for your brief presentation, and thank you for coming. I would like to start by asking you about a big event that will take place in Paris later on this fall, the COP21 conference, the big climate conference. How do you see that tech companies and innovation can play a role in solving the challenge with climate change, and also will you be active in any way at the conference?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll be active. We'll be actually our CEO with my father will be speaking at some conference and some side events in Paris. The climate change challenge is really huge, and on the one hand, there are some technical solutions like ours, but also if you think about solar panels, hydrogens, all the renewables industry, which is very diversified. On the other hand, the real challenge that we will have to face is, again, financing. I think François Hollande told that we will need about 100 billion a year to finance clean tech development in the world, and that will be obviously a big challenge, considering that public expenditure is meant to decrease. So we'll have to find ways to have private sector taking a big role, and maybe even investment firms also sparing technologies.
Alex,
Yeah.
do you want to comment on that too? As an investor, I guess you screen a lot of companies. Do you see interesting
Yeah,
innovations?
I think I think France is pretty big for clean tech innovations, and in general, with the global warming and environmental issues, there are two solutions. The first one is less activity, but I'm not sure we want to do this. The second opportunity is to make new technology appear, and as investors, we see a huge opportunity investing in these technologies. Because what we think is that we had IT revolution, and now it's time for the green revolution. That's why we invest so much in clean techs, and we really believe in technology as IPR2 in better resources management.
We heard a little bit about the sharing economy on the first panel, and that the sharing economy is a way of using resources in a more efficient way. And so far, it has been sharing music in the cloud. You don't need, you don't need the physical CDs anymore, or car sharing, Uber, sharing your apartment through Airbnb, and so on and so forth. What, from a environmental challenge perspective, what would be the next big thing, or what other resources could we use through this technology in a more, in a better way?
I think energy, definitely, because we receive so much energy from Earth and the sun, then we could switch for smarter grids, smarter solutions such as biogas. And the second one is resources in general, recycling. The example of APR2 is really interesting because there is such a huge amount of plastics we don't use, we just trash it. And we can reuse it really easily, and it's cheap too, because recycled plastics are half the price of the plastic which comes from oil. So it's a great deal for everyone, for the planet, for the customers, and yeah, everybody gains.
Fabienne, you talked a little bit about fighting Ebola with your innovation. Could you see other how social progress could be made in other ways too, through innovation and technology that we, that already is here or that we soon will have?
I think in health, the future is also in sharing, because with telemedicine, you're going to be able to share your data with your medical doctor, even if you're far away. And I understand in Sweden, distance can be complicated in wintertime, for example. So sharing and forgetting about the distance with an expert. And it's also a transnational sharing that we could organize, and we are very much involved into World Health Organization programs in Africa to help patients to share their trouble with European experts. So sharing with medical doctors, but also we see a lot of chronic disease that experts call non-transmittable disease, such as diabetes, hypertension. When you have such a chronic pain, the first thing is, well, you wake up in the morning and say, oh, I don't want to change my behavior. I know, though, that I should be doing it. But if you don't do it for yourself, you're going to share with other patients, you're going to share with your environment. And this natural social pressure of your beloved ones will help you to change. And in this sense, telemedicine and new technology, where you can share your problems, address them, and get the social love pressure that is needed for you to change, is very helpful. And I think it's going to change the behavior of all of us in the way we rule our lives.
Lars, I know that you're not specializing in